Hello, welcome to my next chapter of EVERNIGHT by Ross Mackenzie. Today's chapter is chapter 12. It is called Cotton's End. Well done, boys. First day back at work after the floods, and you've done pretty well for ourselves. Vin Cotton and his gang stood in a circle in the sewer under Milk Street. Cotton spat a brown wad of chewing tobacco into the stream. There was a hemp sack at his feet, and he reached in and began bringing out the things they'd taken from the toshers who they'd stumbled upon in their patch that day. There you go, Davo. Here, John. You have this, Corky. The tunnel filled with the echoing sound of approaching feet, and Cotton stopped what he was doing. He nodded to the boys, and they readied their iron crowbars. Cotton put his hand in his pocket, closing it around the handle of his knife. A man stepped from the darkness, tall, thin, dressed all in black. When he saw the gang, he stopped and stared around them, and it seemed strange to Vin Cotton that the man did not seem to be afraid. "We'll soon change that," he thought. "What kind of toshing gear is that?" he said with a snort, pointing at the man's black clothes. The man ignored the question. "I'm looking for something. A wooden box, about this size. I know it's down here. Have any of you seen it?" Vin Cotton shared a smile with his pals. "Wooden box, you say? It valuable?" The man didn't answer, only looked around their faces. He licked his lips. "I'm hungry." Cotton was beginning to think this cove must have escaped from an asylum. "I don't care if you're hungry. What I care about is getting rich. So you rest assured, Governor, if I do find that wooden box of yours in one of my tunnels, whatever's inside belongs to me. In the meantime, if you want to get back to the surface with all your limbs, you best empty your pockets." The man moved so fast he seemed to exist in many places at once. He drew out a large knife and spun between the gang, cutting their throats until only Cotton remained, staring around at his fallen pals, at their blood turning the sewer stream deep red. He brandished his knife with a shaking hand. The light from Cotton's dragon breath lamp flickered, and he realised that the man cast no shadow on the sewer walls. Cotton leapt forward and stabbed him in the chest. It had no effect. The man leaned in. He opened his mouth, wider than should be possible, and wider still, revealing row after row of needle-sharp teeth and a gaping darkness. Cotton tried to scream, but he felt like he was being dragged from his body, that the part of him that thought and wondered and laughed, the part of him that was him, was being swallowed down. There was a ripping sound, and for Cotton, the only thing left was coldness and darkness and never-ending pain. Shadow Jack looked to the sewer floor and what was left of his latest meal. Cotton's body was sprawled in an awkward position. His skin seemed baggy, as if his skeleton had shrunk, and his eyes were blank black marbles. Shadow Jack picked up the sack and looked through the contents. Then he checked Cotton's pockets and the pockets of his gang. When he was satisfied the box was not in that tunnel, he moved on, leaving Cotton and his boys to become dinner for the rats.